This year I've tried out all kinds of different robot mops and vacuums, and all of them have different unique features, but I think we've now figured out exactly what a robot vacuum and mop needs to have to be the best. Well, let me introduce you to the MOVA Z60 Ultra Roller Complete. Now, if you haven't heard of MOVA, they're a pretty new brand, but they have everything that you need in your robot vacuum and mop. Now, a great start to them is in the box, they come with all these extra accessories. Now, some of these things on every other robot vacuum and mop, you will need to purchase later on down the road. These all come with this, which is awesome. You have a ton of cleaning solution, you have pet odor solution, you have three replaceable bags, you have 3 replacement rollers, and you have 3 filters and more brushes and more side brushes as well. So these are the most accessories I've seen coming with a product. Pretty awesome. Thanks to MOVA for sponsoring this video. Let's check it out. So here is everything you get with it, the Z60 Ultra Roller Complete, as well as the base station. Now I've already gone through in the app and set it up where it's already mapped out my area. Now one cool thing is I already changed the location and it automatically found where the base station was, which I haven't seen automatically do on others, so that's a really good start. Up here at the top you have your clean water that we've filled up, and then you have your dirty water bin. Then down here, you have where you are going to fill your detergent. So this is nice that you have this that can easily be pulled out, and we can put our different detergents in there. So you have the pet odor as well as the multi-surface floor cleaner. Then in here is where you have the dust collection. So after it's done cleaning, it's gonna put it in here, and I believe this is about 60 days of dust collection. And then you would just pull this off and replace it with one of the other ones that have come with it. Very simple and easy to do. Love that I don't have to empty that every time it goes out in vacuums or anything like that. Now let's dive further into the Z60 Ultra Roller Complete. So first off, you can see this is based on a LiDAR navigation system. So here it's going to be able to see where it's going, but this has Flexi Riser tech. So it's able to lower this, and then the total height of the robot is only 96 millimeters. So it's able to get really low underneath different furniture that you have around the house. Now it's also using the AI SmartSight on the front, as well as a side laser to be able to navigate around different objects and see where it's going. Now underneath is where this gets crazy. Did you see that? So this has a cover or a baffle over the roller pad. So if it's wet and then it goes onto carpet, it covers it up, so none of your carpet is going to get wet, making it stay cleaner longer. Then down here we have the duo brush roller. So here we have one brush that's going to be great for carpet, and one that doesn't have the bristles that's going to be great for your hardwood floors or your tile floor that we have right here. And then you have the side brush right here. I just sent it out for just 1 second, so it does have some hair on it, but we're gonna see over time, does it continue to collect hair, which it should not, because this has a 0 tangle design. Then the roller itself is bigger than 10 inches, which is able to extend to automatically get right up next to underneath your floorboards and other things like that, so that you can get 100% coverage on your floor. Now the vacuuming itself also has 28,000 Pascal of suction power. That means it's going to really get deep into your carpets to get them cleaned. And as you can see, there's already a ton of dirt on our floor that it picked up just kind of driving around to map out the area. So let's start with vacuuming the bedroom. And we can also do that with its own built-in voice assistant. Hey MOVA.
I'm here.
Clean bedroom.
Okay, start to clean the bedroom.
And just like that, it's on its way. As it begins vacuuming the room, it's going to start at the perimeter, go all the way around, and then get everything on the inside. All right, so here's it's going past the big mess of cereal on the floor. It detected an area that needs to be cleaned. So now it's gonna go by, turn on its extra section all the way up to that 28,000 Pascal of suction power to clean it all up. It's a nice clean line. Let's turn it to max. Whew. Handle that with no problem. One room down, the lines on the floor are looking great. I'm gonna have it clean a few more rooms before we check out how the zero tangling works. And here as we clean the bathroom floor, which has tile, it's able to easily pick up all the dirt that is there. Now here as it's going underneath the cabinet, it can't get all the way to the end, so it can use its Maxi Reach edge to edge cleaning, where it then extends it out to be able to get in there deeper, get all the hair that's stuck under there, and pull it into the Turbo Wave Duo brush. It is now finished cleaning the closet as well as the bathroom here. So let's see how it did. Turning it over for the first time. And that look, whoa, it pulled in the lighter. Anyway, that is awesome. No hair on here. You can see on the side brush here that extends, there is nothing on there. Let's zoom in, see that. That is looking great. And then here on the Duo brush, nothing there as well. So just like I said, as it's going in, it's pulling it. Oh, and there is just a clump there as it's continuing to clean and suction that in. We're probably full on the dustbin, so a little bit there, but none of it is tangled. This would just be sucked in to the dustbin as it kept vacuuming and going back to the charging station where it suctions it all out. So if we look at the top here, inside the dustbin, you can see that we have maxed it out. Of course, that is all of the cereal I put on the floor and then a ton of dust. So it was full, and you can have it set to automatically go back and empty every so often, but I just wanted to see how much we could get in there. So it did an excellent job without picking up any of that hair. Very great at detangling, and then awesome to see that 28,000 Pascal of suction power to get deep and get all of that dirt.
Returning to the dock to charge.
Now that it's cleaned the rooms, it's going to head back to the base station to empty all the dirt from in its container into the long-term storage. Let's hear how that sounds. That suction is just so satisfying. Now let's check out HydroForce Mopping. I've now added the multi-purpose solution as well as the pet odor solution into the base station so we can begin the mopping. But I first want to check out how this HydroForce Mopping works by checking out the sprayers inside the robot. To get a closer look, I need to take off the roller pad. I just need to push and can easily pull out. Now in here, kind of hard to see, but right down in here, there are 12 different jets of water spraying the roller pad. So as it is cleaning, it's scraping off the dirty water, putting it into a dirty water bin, and then it's spraying new water onto the roller pad so that it continuously is clean to clean your floor instead of just using all the dirty water on the pad to clean your floors. And on the back, this is where it has the dirty water tank or the wastewater tank that it's then going to put in the dirty water container once it is done mopping. Let's go ahead, wash the mop pads, start the mopping.
Positioning. Please wait.
All right, and here it is off, starting with the mopping, going around the corner, also using the Maxi Reach brush to be able to get right up next to the edge. And this is nice and wet. Here you do have some different water levels that you can adjust in the app as well. Here it detected quite a bit of dirt, so it actually turned on its suction mode. It went really deep, even though it's vacuuming the whole time, but it wanted to get this specific area and make sure all the dirt was cleaned up there. And while it did that deep cleaning, it picked up the roller brush about 14 millimeters off the ground to make sure that it just cleaned up over the vacuuming. Now it's back to doing the full mopping. And here you can see it's using the Maxi Reach tech to extend the roller brush out to get very close to the edge to be able to cover all of the floor. There you can see it's getting very close. And so this is going to be a very clean floor. Let's check out how wide that brush is at, I think, 10.08 inches. I can tell this area was missed quite a few times in our own cleaning. And there's the nice line of water that it's putting down as it cleans the hardwood floor area. Now the roller brush spins at 100 RPM, so it's very high speed, and that's helping it restore texture, keeping the fibers soft and fluffy. So it has what's called fluffing roller. Now, as it transitions from the hardwood floor over to the carpet, it doesn't want to get the carpet wet because that's going to cause more dirt to build up. So there it detects it's on carpet, it raises the roller brush up 14 millimeters, and then it puts the auto shield over the roller brush so that there's no water that's going to get on the carpet, keeping it cleaner much longer. I love having that. And it doesn't have to go back to the charging station to drop the roller brush or anything like that. It's done so quick and makes it very efficient in cleaning and keeping your carpets dry. And if we take a look under here, there you can see the auto shield on there, keeping it fully protected from the carpet. And just after a few minutes, we are knocking rooms off the list to get cleaned. And let's go ahead and check out the roller brush. There it is nice and fluffy, and that is wet as it's continuing to clean the roller pad as it is cleaning itself. Then it's gonna go back, dock at the base station, empty the dirt, and clean the mop pad and empty all the dirty water and everything.
Start charging. Start auto empty.
Now, while it's washing the mop pads, it's using 170°F or 80°C hot water to be able to make a really sanitized pad. And then it's going to use hot air drying up to 164°F or 63°C to dry the pad once it's done, so the water doesn't sit there long term and it's going to be nice and dry for the next cleaning.
Task completed. Please empty the used water tank timely. Start dehydrating mop pads.
Now for general cleaning so far, it's been great, but what about where there's an actual mess, like in the kitchen? Under here we have a bunch of regular dirt and things, but over here I've spilled a bunch of ketchup. It sat out for about an hour. Let's see how the HydroForce mopping works right here. Here it goes, right up against the ketchup. Now the roller pad is pressing down about 17 newtons or about 2 kilograms of pressure on the ground. So that's like how strong it's able to scrub. And it's doing a pretty good job. Now this has sat for almost 2 hours now, so there is going to be some that's already dried, but it's doing a good job, and we may need to do a second pass to pick it all up, but this is a really in-depth test on what it can do. Now it did detect there's quite a bit of dirt on the floor, so it's going over this area doing a second pass to make sure it's really getting clean. Now here, as it's doing the cleaning, it's made quite a bit of mess on the robot. I wanted to see how this is doing in being able to kind of take out all that ketchup from the roller pad. Now there is a ton here. Maybe I could have done a little bit less, but as it's cleaning again, that's being scraped off and it's adding new water on. Let's check out.
Used water tank of the robot removed.
The used water tank. There you can see it has some of the scraped water there. So let's just let it continue on.
The robot installed.
And finish this area.
Mopping.
After one pass, it did a pretty good job. I'm gonna send it out one more time to clean up the rest. Now, after 3 passes, there is a bit of residue left over. Now, I did let it dry a little bit too long, so always make sure you get the cleaning done ASAP. Now let's see how the roller brush looks. And after it has gone through and cleaned the roller pad, it's nice and warm, and all that ketchup is now cleaned off, and it is here in the dirty water bin. And there we have a bit that we need to empty out. Make sure you do this in a timely manner to prevent any stinkiness over here. Now let's check out the AI SmartSight obstacle avoidance system, as well as how the navigation works. So here I've laid out a few different obstacles. We're gonna see how it goes around. I've put out some more hair to see how it does with the zero tangling. And then under here, we'll see how it's able to raise and lower its LiDAR. Now under this cabinet, it didn't need to lower its LDS system because it has plenty of clearance there, but you can set in the app to adjust how much it needs to go under and be a little more cautious. All right, let's see how it handles all this hair. A little bit more than you typically see, but here we go. Now it looks like it put a little too much hair. It is avoiding it like an obstacle. You're not gonna really see that much hair on the floor, but we'll see if it did pick up some, and we'll see what that looks like at the end. And here, as it sees the droppings, it's able to navigate around them and getting very close with the Maxi Reach roller pad. And here, another one that's always in the way is cords. If a robot gets trapped on that, it's kind of done for its cleaning session. So far, doing a great job avoiding it. And there, it did a great job navigating around it. Now in the app, you also have the option where if things move while it's cleaning, it will go back and check to see if the object has moved to then finish fully cleaning the floor. I've now slimmed down the amount of hair that it needs to pick up, and let's see how that does. And there, it went through and got a bunch of it, just a little bit left. And there, it sucked it right up. And that pretty much takes care of all of the hair on the floor. It's now finished. Let's take a look at the Turbo Wave detangling brush. There you can see there is no hair on the brush. There's no hair deep inside of there. Let's check out the dustbin. And here in the dustbin there, you can see all of the hair is compacted in there so that we don't have it sitting on the floor anymore, and it's gonna take care of all of it. Great job, MOVA Z60. Now lastly, it has StepMaster 2.0, so it's able to go up a step of up to 4 centimeters, or if you have a 2-step that's a total of 8 centimeters, it's able to go over there. Let's see this in action. Whoa, look at that. Ah, it did that with ease, amazing. I think that's the best I've ever seen one of these cross the threshold. Let's do it with the 2 steps. And here we go again with the 2 steps. And again, without issue, went right up over the threshold. That's so awesome. And that is it for the MOVA Z60 Ultra Roller Complete. This is really the complete package when it comes to robot vacuum and mops. It was able to do pretty much everything I put at it, from being able to go over that massive threshold, being 0 tangle. There was no hair that I saw on this that I had to go clean off. That's the worst thing about robot vacuums that don't have the 0 tangling ability. And then just being able to mop such a large floor in a quick amount of time. So if you have any further questions about this, make sure you let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to pick up your own, I'll leave links down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.